So where have you visited? Walk me through your top 30 visits. Who have you seen so far?
Yeah, so I actually started off with the Steelers. That was my first local visit. And then I went to the Commanders. I went to the Raiders. Then I went to Baltimore.
Okay, so you just visited Baltimore. You're just fresh off of Baltimore. Let's kind of take it the first one. Pittsburgh, for you to be chatting with the Steelers to play professional football potentially for them. What goes through your brain when that happens for you, Joey Porter Jr.?
Just really the history of my dad and everything that he's done for the sport and for the Steelers. That just come to mind, and they talked to me about that a little bit, and also what I could bring to the table. So it was a great conversation.
No, and of course you're insanely talented in your own right, and you mentioned your dad's name. Did you meet with Tomlin when you? Okay. I got to be. How many times have you met Tomlin before that, though, Joey Porter Jr.?
Are you talking about like through the process or just
in general? In general, in life for you with Tomlin.
A lot of times I can't even count. I mean, I was over his house a couple of times because I was great friends with his son.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have a great relationship.
So you grew up with his son, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
This must have been wild for you, right? I'm seriously, because again, this is a dream for you. This is your dream come true here, and the fact that you're visiting in a work relationship with Mike Tomlin potentially, that that just must have been a little bit out of body for you a little bit, right?
A little bit, but it was great. I haven't seen him in a while, obviously, because I've been in Penn State and taking care of business, same as him. So it was a good reunion to see him and to see some of the staff there. I've been going there since I was a kid, so I've seen a lot of old faces. I already knew the facility. It was a great visit.
What's your first football memory, Joey?
My first football memory, I remember I was living in Florida for a time because my dad played for the Dolphins, and I was 6 years old, and I went to my first padded practice, and I went against a kid named Sammy the Bull, and he hit me so hard I started crying, and my dad's like, "Oh yeah, you're not playing football." He took me home, and I was just begging him to let me play, and the next day I begged him enough to take me back out there the next day, and I hit Sammy the Bull. I had a pick. I had a great practice, and that's when I was like, okay, I can play football.
Okay, that's when you can play football. There's a photograph that we're going to put on the screen here, and it sure looks like you're in your dad's arms in Detroit, Michigan, after the win for the Steelers, for Tomlin and Jerome Bettis in Detroit, Michigan, in Super Bowl 40. Do you remember that night yourself? Joey, how old were you that night?
I was like 6 years old that night.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember. I don't remember the whole game. I remember going down there, the confetti. I remember going into the locker rooms a little bit. It was a blur, but I definitely remember some things. It was a great experience. So.
I was on the field that night. It was the third Super Bowl NFL Network ever covered. We just finished our 20th. And do you know who the star of Super Bowl week was leading up, even though Jerome Bettis was going home to Detroit and it was all about Jerome? Do you know who the media star that week was? Joey Porter Jr.?
Yeah, I do. It was my dad.
Yes.
Fast talking.
Oh, yes, it was. Do you know who he was going after? Do you remember that?
The tight end. I don't remember his name.
His name is Jeremy Stevens. Oh gosh, did he just light him up? And we had him on NFL Network pretty much every day, and he was great. I've known your dad for a very long time. And do you have that in you as well, or you have a different style and personality for you?
I'm more laid back and calm off the field, but when I'm on the field, I definitely kind of have that in my game. I love to talk trash. I feel like that's part of my game, and it brings joy to the sport a little bit.
What else are you bringing to the NFL, Joey Porter Jr.? Team drafts, Joey Porter Jr. They get, fill in that blank for me.
They get a top dog competitor that's gonna bring it every time he steps on the field.
And what else do they get in terms of the X's and O's?
They're just going to get a guy that's ready to play, a guy that's going to be held accountable for his mistakes, and really just trying to get the respect in the locker room. That's the biggest thing for me, because that's how you earn your respect from your peers, is just to come in and work hard every day.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.